Hello everyone, in this video I'll be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Shahbaz Gill to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. Let's go through the key developments and insights in Shahbaz Gill's words. I am speaking to you from Dallas, Texas, where the annual convention of our own Forum of Pakistani Doctors is taking place. And today, on Saturday, July 12th, at 11 in the morning, some very respectable Pakistani personalities have organized a seminar in this same city. I will also be speaking at this seminar. Dr. Moeed Pirzada will be there. Wajahat Saeed Khan, an established journalist, will also be there, along with Ryan Grimm from The Intercept. In addition, 2 members of Congress will attend, and it will be a two-way conversation. We will speak, and you will also have the opportunity to ask questions. So if you are currently in Dallas or in the surrounding area, where you can comfortably make it, then, according to US Central Time, which is Dallas time, this seminar will begin at around 11 or 11:30 in the morning and will last for at least 2 to 3 hours. There will be detailed discussions about what is currently happening in Pakistan and what the future may hold. What is your role as a Pakistani? What do we foresee happening in the next 1 to 2 years in Pakistan? All these issues will be discussed in detail. Now, let's turn to today's news. The top story today is from The Intercept, which is sometimes referred to as drop site in the Urdu pronunciation. You may have already heard this news in other vlogs. The Intercept reported that when Army Chief Field Marshal Asim Munir met with President Trump, Trump allegedly told him, according to the report, to resolve the issue of Imran Khan. These were reportedly Trump's words. This issue should be resolved. The Intercept claims that President Trump conveyed to the Field Marshal that the Pakistani-American community is deeply concerned about the whole situation. When the election happened, they voted for me, and they expect me to help resolve this issue. Therefore, I want you to resolve it immediately. This is a story from an American publication, The Intercept. In other words, in plain Urdu, we can say that President Trump gave a clear message, resolve this issue, meaning release Imran Khan. Now, Ryan Grimm is a very respected journalist. I personally hold him in high regard. But let me offer my own analysis here. I don't have inside sources on this particular story, people who gave The Intercept this scoop, but I can analyze it. My analysis is that this meeting probably didn't go the way it's being portrayed. Why do I think that? Because this meeting was about something else entirely. What does President Trump have to do with internal Pakistani issues? What Pakistan wants from Trump right now is silence. Silence on human rights violations, on what's happening to democracy in Pakistan, on the erosion of the rule of law, on the treatment of Imran Khan, his wife, and others. And Pakistan wants Trump to stay quiet about the extension of the Field Marshal's term as well. As you know, within the next 3 to 4 months, the Field Marshal's term is coming to an end. Then comes the whole business of the 26th Constitutional Amendment and Form 47. Like how the current Assembly is based on Form 47, with Maryam Nawaz sitting on top and Shahbaz Sharif below, the Chief Justice of Pakistan also from Form 47, as well as Justice Aminuddin heading the Constitutional Bench, Sarfraz Dogar, and the Chief Justice of the Lahore High Court, all appointed under this dubious mandate. This government, created under Form 47, carried out a fake amendment, which in turn produced these outcomes, the eggs and chicks, so to speak. As for the Field Marshal himself, there was already debate over his retirement. He got a short extension and then became Army Chief. But now, if the Form 47 government and this 26th Amendment hadn't happened, the Field Marshal would be retiring around October or November. If he stays beyond that, he too becomes a product of this unconstitutional process. So Pakistan wants 2 things from Trump. First, no questions on human rights or freedom of speech. Second, no questioning of the Field Marshal's future tenure. In return, the United States, under Trump, wants Pakistan to deliver cheap rare earth minerals, distance itself from China, and move closer to India. This isn't because America is our enemy or an evil nation. It simply has its own foreign policy interests. The United States wants to corner China, strengthen India, and pull Pakistan away from China so that regional objectives can be met. That's why Trump suddenly wants to broker peace between India and Pakistan. He's acting like a savior for Pakistan. But the real reason is to weaken the China-Pakistan relationship. Now, what does Trump care about Iran or Israel in the context of Pakistan? You already know the answer. We've done vlogs and analyses on China, Gwadar, rare earth minerals and more. So, in this situation, these are the kinds of things Trump would want from Pakistan. On the other hand, what Pakistan wants is no questions about democracy, rule of law, or the Field Marshal's term. This is a transactional relationship. In this exchange, I don't think the issue of Imran Khan came up the way it's being presented. Again, this is just my analysis, I could be wrong. But you know, Trump is a transactional person, a businessman who only talks about benefits to himself. I doubt he brought up Imran Khan in the way The Intercept suggests. Then how did this story get published? Clearly someone tipped them off. Having worked at the highest levels of government, I know that sometimes stories are deliberately leaked. I believe that's what happened here. It's not The Intercept's fault. They likely got the story in good faith. But honestly, I don't give it too much weight. Also, the person named in the report isn't just anyone. He's Donald J. Trump, 47th President of the United States. He knows how to bargain, threaten, and drop bombshells when necessary. If he had truly said that Imran Khan must be released, then Khan's sisters wouldn't be harassed in the heat. One wouldn't be stopped the next day. Khan's sons wouldn't need to say after a month that they are not being allowed to meet their father and might need to travel to the United States to resolve the matter. Imran Khan wouldn't be kept in a cell for 22 hours, wouldn't be denied books, his wife wouldn't be denied clothing and food, and so on. If Trump had truly intervened, none of that would be happening. Even if not Trump, even if someone like Mohammed bin Salman or the rulers of the UAE had made such a request, then, at the very least, Khan would have received his books. If President Erdogan had said this, the treatment would have changed. So when I use common sense and compare it with the story, things don't align. Now, earlier today, I met a senior doctor who came to America in 1962 or 1963. I've never met a Pakistani doctor who came earlier. He told me that sometimes I give too many examples and speak too long. I told him that people from all walks of life listen to my vlogs, from senior doctors who've travelled the world and studied in top institutions, to our friend Basharat Musli sitting in a village, to barbers and farmers cutting fodder in the fields. So when I speak, I must make sure everyone understands. That's why sometimes my examples are overly detailed, not because I think people are less intelligent, but because their exposure is different. So please be patient with my long explanations. They are intentional and for everyone. Lastly, let me say this before moving to the next story. Do you think all is lost? No, not at all. I believe President Trump will soon change his stance. Why? I can't share full details, but I can tell you this much. The promises that the Field Marshal made to Trump, he won't be able to fulfill them. Unlike Obama or Biden, who gave some leeway if promises weren't kept, Trump gives none. As soon as the promises aren't met, and China, of course, is still around, Trump will flip. He's transactional. As soon as the Field Marshal fails to deliver, everything will reverse. And when it does, we'll both find out. Then we'll have a long discussion again about how to navigate through all this. Moving forward, the next news is about what's happening in Islamabad. As we said earlier, President Trump has given a message. Now we present another reality in front of you. In Islamabad's court complex, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, or PTI, leader and my friend Ali Bukhari, who is a hard-working lawyer, was talking to the media. At that moment, masked police officers were dragging away 4 PTI workers dressed in plain clothes and arresting them. This usually doesn't happen inside courts. It is not customary, especially not in the presence of lawyers. This was a norm in Pakistan, that courts were considered a safe space. But even that norm was broken when Imran Khan was arrested by rangers and paramilitary commandos after breaking the glass windows of the High Court and using force on people. After that, this principle was violated. So this is just another example. If President Trump had truly said something strong, no one would have dared to act otherwise. Because just as we have our own Nizam-Din, Trump has his own system too. That's why I find it hard to digest this story and what's happening around it. Next update. The Chief Minister of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa has reached Islamabad. This is being reported by the media, not a party statement. I'm just sharing what's being shown in the media. Along with the Chief Minister, several ministers and MPAs from Khyber Pakhtunkhwa are also present. They will all go to Lahore together to attend a convention related to the protest movement. This marks the beginning of that movement called by Imran Khan. What happens next? How many people reach Lahore? What is the police response? Those developments will be shared with you. Moving on. Social media activist and PTI worker Shiraz ul Hassan has been picked up from his home. Shiraz was active on TikTok. He had recorded a final message a couple of days ago in which he said that he was being threatened and pressured to leave PTI, and if he didn't, he would be abducted. Eventually he was abducted, and it didn't end there. In Peshawar, journalist Irshad Ullah was also picked up from his home. The police refused to file a case. The Khyber Union of Journalists condemned the incident, reporting that Irshad Ullah Khan, a reporter for Daily Today Muslim, was abducted by unidentified men, and the police refused to register a first information report, an FIR. The police likely know who took him. It's apparent that he may have been taken by a military-related intelligence agency, perhaps by the ISI, IB or FIA. There's no way to know for sure. Imran Khan has repeatedly said that such actions against journalists, ordinary citizens or PTI workers should not happen, especially not in KP. Therefore, I respectfully appeal to the KP Chief Minister and Cabinet to immediately file an FIR. What is happening in other parts of Pakistan should not happen in KP. KP has a PTI government with over a two-thirds majority, given by the people precisely to protect their basic rights. If the KP police do not register FRs in cases of enforced disappearances, just as they failed to register FRs for drone attacks, then this shows that Imran Khan's ideology is not being respected or implemented as it should be. I condemn this and expect the KP government to act. Whoever disappeared these individuals, whether agencies or others, must be named in a formal FIR. Next news. Moeed and Arman Shami said that the government of Pakistan never said it would arrest Imran Khan's children. That statement came from Rana Sanawala, and he should avoid saying such things. These are unnecessary remarks. The father of the children is Pakistani, and the children themselves are also Pakistani. Moeed spoke the truth. Yes, the father is Pakistani, the children were born in Pakistan, so they are Pakistani. But respected as Moeed and Arman Shami are, Rana Sanawala is not just an ordinary person. He's the advisor to the Prime Minister, and is actively recruiting people into the government these days. So, to claim it's not a government statement isn't entirely accurate. It is the government's stance. In fact, I'd go further and say it's a statement from our generals, which Rana Sanawala has merely spoken out loud. Whatever the generals told him to say, he has said. Next update, Balochistan. Let's now turn to what's happening in Balochistan. People were abducted and then killed. Around 10 people were kidnapped. Reports say 9 of them were murdered. One of the victims was Junaid Iftikhar, a 32-year-old resident of Toba Tek Singh. He got married 4 years ago in Quetta and was returning to Lahore by bus, leaving behind his 27-year-old wife. Terrorists, or members of the BLA, that's the Baloch Liberation Army, caught him. He leaves behind a grieving wife and a 2-year-old daughter. His family had recently moved from Toba Tek Singh to Lahore. Newspapers are reporting this story, confirming that 9 out of 10 abducted individuals were killed. This is the situation in Balochistan. Now let's talk about what we now openly call the fitna, or rebellion from India, the fitna of the Khawarij, referring to extremists. These names are now being used after the clashes. India was behind what was happening in Balochistan all along. We used to say this, but our DG ISPR remained silent. So did the Foreign Office. That silence was a criminal act. We, as a nation, failed our people. We didn't tell the truth, that India was turning our country into a battlefield. Now we are speaking up, and that's a good step. Praise is due. But the question remains, who will be held accountable for the silence? That must be addressed. Next news, Lahore High Court. Setting aside all other issues, the Lahore High Court has taken up a new matter ordering action against restaurants that remain open after midnight. Marshal, our High Court is now doing what a magistrate or civil judge should do. When I say this, please reflect. When institutions stop functioning as they should, societies begin to fall apart. These high courts are not trial courts. They are appellate or constitutional courts, and now judges are hearing cases about restaurant closing hours. People's lifestyles have changed. Especially in Lahore, people wake up around noon and stay active until 2 or 3 a.m. I'm not saying it's ideal, but that's the culture. Restaurants are tied to this lifestyle for their livelihood. First, people can't earn enough to live, and now you're ordering restaurants to close early. What problem does it cause you if a restaurant is open till 2, 5, or even 24 hours a day? They're not using electricity for free. If needed, apply taxes or peak hour adjustments. But should the High Court be making such decisions? And also, it has stopped the cutting of trees on Canal Road without proper permission. Now, that is a good decision, but again, not their job. That is a magistrate-level issue. The High Court judges shouldn't get involved at this level, but since it's a good step for the environment, I'll praise it. Only Imran Khan genuinely cared about trees, global warming and such things. No one else did. In closing, there is more news, but before I end, let me remind you that today at 11 or 11:30 a.m. in Dallas, Texas, there is a seminar happening. I will also be there along with other leaders. We will speak openly about what's happening in Pakistan and what lies ahead. If you're in or near Dallas, Texas, please do come. That wraps up our translation of Shahbaz Gill's video. I hope this English version helped you understand his message better. Please like, share and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.